Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is October 17th, 2022, and we'll call this meeting in order at 7:30 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin? Here. Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza? Here. Trustee Peretta?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we'll start with our officer reports, starting with mine. Board, I had mentioned we had a situation with contractor that was basically it was just a dispute over an agreed contract that we had for digital scanning. And I saw the truck the other day. Did we get those boxes? Did they come back? No. Not yet? Okay. So anyway, we still need like 180 boxes, something like that, right? It wasn't 140 plus 40?
140 plus about 40, yeah.
Okay, so about 180 boxes we need scanned. They have approximately 6,000 pieces of information in each box. We do have a part-time person right now that's going to be wrapping up his season as a custodian at the boat launch. Mike Frater spoke with Sherman last week, and Sherman said he would be interested in taking that job. And Mike, did you say he's got experience with scanning too? Okay, that'd be great. So we're going to follow up with Sherman November 1st when he gets done working out there, and take it from there. We'll figure out a schedule and so forth then too. So we got to talk about that yet. And then what else I have? Next, I wanted to ask the board if everyone would be interested in modifying our next meeting when we meet. Right now we're scheduled to meet on October 31st, Halloween. We're off next week. Would the board be interested in switching the 31st to next week, the 24th, in lieu of Halloween? More families want to be home on Halloween and stuff like that, and closing the village hall at 4:30 on Halloween day to allow even the clerks to go home and stuff then too at 4:30. Any interest in, we can take consensus to do that? It's a committee meeting, is what we're doing here too.
I would not be opposed to that.
Okay. Yeah, you know, why don't you take a consensus, yeah.
Okay, roll call number 1 for a consensus to move October 31st meeting to October 24th. It is a committee meeting, and also closing Village Hall October 31st at 4:30. You want to do 4:30 or 4?
4:30.
4:30.
Regular time.
Okay. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
You have your consensus.
Thank you very much. Next, just as a reminder to everyone, this came out on Friday, that the Governor Pritzker did issue another executive order on Friday saying that in addition to causing the tragic loss of more than 35,100 Illinoisans and negatively impacting the physical health of tens of thousands more, COVID-19 has caused extensive economic loss and continues to threaten the financial welfare of a significant number of individuals and businesses across the nation and state. As the results of COVID-19 pandemic have resulted in a nationwide shortage of healthcare professionals that is impacting the delivery of healthcare services in Illinois, including the availability of staff, beds, and healthcare services in the healthcare facilities, including state-operated facilities. Many executive agencies in the state continue to focus their limited resources on the ongoing response to the COVID-19 pandemic, where on October 14, 2022, considering the expected continuing spread of COVID-19 and the ongoing health and economic impacts that will be felt over the coming month by people across the state, I declare all counties in the state of Illinois as a disaster area, and in response to the pandemic emergency and public health emergency, I find it necessary to reissue this executive order by the powers vested in me and the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, whereas all individuals, including those who are fully vaccinated, are recommended, and they actually underline recommended, to wear a face covering consistent with CDC guidance. This order extends through November 12th, 2022. So he's recommending, it's not mandated, and again, this is an executive order that goes through November 12th, 2022. Just want to read that into the record. Last, PACE, I got this today, PACE announces public hearings for their 2023 budget. Proposed budget includes a fully funded operational plan, strong capital program, and no fare increase. There are no fare increases included in the proposed budget. In fact, PACE plans to make it even more affordable to use public transportation, building on a 2022 price decrease, which included lower PACE and CTA bus prices, a lower van pool fare for riders who commute less than 5 days per week, and a new PACE, CTA, and Metra Regional Connect Pass. PACE proposes to eliminate transfer costs for riders who transfer from one regular PACE route to another, and to lower other transfer costs. PACE is also partnering with the CTA on a new money-saving one-day and 3-day pass that allow unlimited rides in both services. And PACE also proposes investing significant resources into electrification of the agency's North Division in Waukegan, which will be the foundational project for electrifying the whole region and bringing the agency closer to their goal of zero-emission bus fleet by 2040. Members of the public who wish to provide comments on PACE's proposed 2023 budget may do so by attending the in-person hearings, registering for virtual hearings, and submitting comments online or via PACE's public hearing feedback web page. That's at their email address is public.hearings@pacebus.com. And that's all I have for reports. I'll go to my agenda here. What I had first on the agenda was approval to solicit an RFP. That's a request for proposal to rebuild and update the village website. And number 2 on the agenda was the approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2, Administration and Enforcement, Division 2, License, Section 4-69, limitation on total number of licenses of the municipal code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all I have for this evening. We have the clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the approval of the August 2022 IDOT motor fuel tax allotment in the amount of $63,156.44. Approval of the October 3rd, 2022 board meeting minutes. Presentation and approval of the October 10th, 2022 committee meeting minutes. And presentation and approval of the September 2022 FOIA report. And that is all I had, Mayor.
All right, thank you. And we have our attorney's report. We have Mike Kankar with us. Mike?
No report, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Engineers report. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeff Agin. Jeff is going to be substituting for Will Dolan until further notice. Jeff, we've had the pleasure to meet a couple times and here into the village and so forth, and we gave you a kind of a grocery list of projects that we have going, but go ahead. Did you have a report tonight, too?
Yes, just a report on the MFT maintenance projects. The crack sealing project is wrapped up in the field, and as far as the resurfacing project goes, the remaining tasks with that project is just landscaping, shoulder restoration, and striping.
I went out and looked at it today, actually, too, and they did a nice job. Who did that? Gallagher Asphalt? Real nice job. The job came off really good. And like you said, Jeff, they just have to pick up some horses. I'm not sure. Are they going to do remediation right now, Mike, on landscape, too, or?
Yeah, they're working on it now.
They are? Okay.
Remove spoils and then we'll be back.
Okay. They did a great job, though. It looks really nice. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Public forum. Anybody in the audience wish to address the board tonight? None?
Oh, come on, Bill.
Bill, you want to ask what time it is? All right. So, thank you. Then we have our standing committee reports. We'll start with Finance and IT. Trustee McGlohan.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated October 7th, 2022, totaling $446,227.44. Next, I have a request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated October 17th, 2022. From the recap, General Fund, $95,377.40. Road and Bridge, $14,343.09. Storm Sewer, $8,686.70. MFT, $2,596.89. Liability and Workers' Comp Insurance, $27,208.59. Health Insurance, $1,516.58. IMRF and payroll taxes, $16,488.50. Water and Sewer, $26,280.38. Sanitary Sewers, $1,170.50. Heritage, $136,601.27, and retiree health insurance, $850.64, for a grand total all funds of $331,120.54. And then finally, I have a request for approval to transfer $25,001 from the Village of Alsip to the Alsip OPEB Trust to fund the OPEB Trust. And that's all I have.
Very good, thank you. We'll go to our next report for the Fire Committee. Trustee Murphy.
I have a presentation and approval of the September 2022 Fire Prevention Bureau report. I also have the presentation and approval of the monthly report for September 2022 based on our National Fire Incident Reporting System data. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Police and Traffic Safety. Trustee Dalzell.
Nothing for this evening's meeting, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I know we, just to share with the board, too, as a reminder, we had a retirement this past Friday with Lieutenant Kevin Mikas, retired, and we wish him well in his future endeavors then, too. So Kevin Mikas is retired at this time. Next, we had Public Work and Boat Launch. Trustee, go committee.
I have the approval of the September 2022 Public Works Department monthly activity report. I have the approval for purchase of one new 2024 International HV 507 dump truck with snowplow, salt spreader, and pre-wet spray system from Rush Truck Centers, Springfield, Illinois, in the amount of $220,000. This truck is offered through Sourcewell contract and is not expected to be delivered until late 2024. And I also have the approval for Public Works Superintendent Mike Frater to attend the Illinois Public Works Municipal Aid Network Annual Conference, October 25th through the 26th, 2022, in Bloomington, Illinois, in the amount of $425 to include lodging, meals, and gas. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Hey, Mike, as a reminder, let's meet tomorrow for a couple minutes. I want to try and wrap up more of what we need for that claim for that sanitary sewer. Let's find out what's still out there and reach out to anybody that we still have to collect information from them too, okay? Excuse me. Next, we had the sewer and water report. Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the approval of the September 2022 Water Department monthly activity report, and that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. We'll go to, next is Building and Health. Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan, and good evening, everyone. First on my agenda, I have a request for approval of the September 2022 Building Department monthly activity report. Second, I have a request for approval of the September 2022 Health Department monthly activity report. Third, I have a request for approval to post in-house for 1 week, then externally to fill a vacant clerical position in the Building Department. Fourth, I have a request for approval to have the village attorney amend the Code of Ordinances for Chapter 6, Buildings and Building Regulations, Article 5, Inspection, Occupancy, and Engineering Fees, from Section 6-89 through Section 6-107. Finally, I have a request for an approval of an amended building fee schedule. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's see, next we have the Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
I have the approval to include 2 employees who are not currently enrolled in the Village Health Care Plan to participate in the Village Wellness Program at a cost of $144 each. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Trustee Murphy asked me about that before the meeting. HR came to me last week and just said we had 2 employees who are interested in buying into the healthcare plan, but they can't do the open enrollment until like January, I think it is, right?
Well, no, open enrollment would actually start next month. There's now, yeah. So, I mean,
There's something
if
up
they're
with the-
enrolling, then yes, they need to
I think
do the wellness.
Whoever he said, I think it happens after this date, though, is the problem. That's what I was told. Joyce, can you recall the date? Because I know it happened after this date.
The open enrollment's occurring after the wellness.
That's what I'm saying. It happens after the wellness, right?
Wellness is November 1st and 2nd.
Right, but the open enrollment occurs right after that and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's just a timing thing. But I was told as both employees are interested in getting that insurance, but because of a timing factor, I got to ask for this first.
So are they going to enroll?
That's what I was told, yes.
Okay. That's all I have on that, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the special committee reports, economic development, trustee Nava-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no updates at this time. Sorry, I have a cold. I don't have no items at this time.
No problem. I was going to I didn't understand. Okay. I will say, I did get a message today from Charles Branch, who represents us with Nextsite. He is going to be attending this Thursday is the international, it's called ICSC. It's the International Council of Shopping Centers. And they have a conference this Thursday at Navy Pier, and he will be attending that. He's going to be in the area on Wednesday. I told him we'll try and meet up. If not, he will have a report ready for us the following week, and as far as what he had gotten done. And that's all I have. Oh, and then I got a picture today. Fortunately, a lot of tradesmen back after we talked to Firewater. After they got all the transformers done and everything else, now all the trades are back out there. I saw the glazer out there today, and they got all the poles going up for the lighting. He's supposed to have the asphalt done by the 25th of this month yet, too. So they're getting everything going over there again now then, too. He said there was a backup with something else, which is on the supply chain for something on the inside. But he said basically they got everything going again now then, too. All right, next we have the village properties. Trustee McGlowan.
I have the first request for approval of the August 2022 Heritage Monthly Activity Report, and then also the approval of the September 2022 Monthly Activity Report. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go to ordinance and legislation. Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. First, I have a request of an approval of a resolution of the Village of Alsip authorizing the village to assume the cost of employee attendance at commercial driving training schools. And that's all I have, Mayor.
I apologize to the board. Our attorney, Beth Addard, had that to me a few weeks back, and I forgot to get that on the agenda, so that's why we're getting it on there now then, too. Next, we had the Planning and Zoning and Licenses Committee.
I have a request for approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the installation and use of a wireless telecommunications facility on the property located at 4835 West 128th Place, Alsip, Illinois. And then next I have approval of a list of licenses dated Monday, September 26th, 2022 through Friday, October 7th of 2022. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Did anyone have any presentations, petitions, or communications they wanted to share?
I have one, Mayor. This is a letter from Chief Szynski that I probably should have read in the fire record, but nevertheless. The Alsip Fire Department would like to thank everyone who came out to the annual open house. It was a great event and a great turnout. We estimated over 700 people attended. We had a record number of vendors this year. Cook County vaccinated over 25 people with COVID boosters. Walgreens vaccinated over 30 people with flu shots, and our police department had 21 dogs had chips put in. State Representative Fran Hurley and State Senator Bill Cunningham attended the event. They are great supporters of fire service and the first responders in Illinois. This year debuted our new fire pole. The kids loved it. Chief Szynski would also like to thank Lieutenant Rick Kraus, firefighter Charlie Harding, and Sharon Stisnowski for their hard work and dedication in planning this event. By far, it was one of the best attended open houses in the state. We have been told by many of our vendors and other state fire officials. And number two, a reminder to pay attention when you are driving. On October 13th, our ambulance from Fire Station 2 was responding for a call of a full arrest. As they were coming up to 122nd and Laverne, a car pulled out of the intersection and took out the whole side of the ambulance. The ambulance lights were on, the siren were howling. The driver of the other vehicle did not pay attention and struck the ambulance. Luckily, no one was injured in the crash. This is the second time one of our ambulances have been struck in the past 2 years because of people in a hurry. Once this ambulance goes into the shop, we will be short one ambulance to respond to the needs of our residents and businesses. The guesstimate of time of repair is 2 months. The driver only received one ticket. Please, please, please pay attention while driving. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Then can I get a motion, I'm sorry, did anyone wish to remove anything from the consent agenda?
I would like to remove letter Q.
You. Okay, anybody else? All right, can I get a motion then to establish the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to establish consent agenda, trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Paretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to approve consent agenda, trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Paretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Can we get those numbers, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Everyone was moving so fast, I forgot about it. Letter B, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2, Administration and Enforcement, Division 2, License, Section 4-69, limitation on the total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will now be known as Ordinance 2022-10-3. Item P as in Paul, approval of a resolution of the Village of Alsip authorizing the village to assume the cost of an employee attendance at commercial driver training schools will now be known as Resolution 2022-10-1.
All right, thank you. We'll go back to, we have one item removed. This is letter Q, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the installation and use of a wireless telecommunications facility on the property located at 4835 West 128th Place, Alsip, Illinois. Before we take any questions, did I have a motion and a second to approve this the way it's written? No? Trustee McLaughlin, you had pulled this. Did you have a question?
I pulled it specifically because I have concerns in regards to the amount of space that is actually there relative also to, I mean, there's a very large ditch for water retention back there, and I don't think that there's it's really enough space for them to do what they want to do without encroaching upon that ditch, in which case, then we're looking at potential water issues because of insufficient green space. And the proximity of the apartment right there, it just doesn't seem like a good fit. Also, Trustee Dalzell specifically asked them to look at placement of utilizing the water tower, and I'm not aware of getting a response to that request either.
Well, at this time, we were only talking about this particular parcel, so that's what the board is focused on, is that just this parcel at this time. That was the request of the petitioner, was on this particular parcel. So, no, I haven't heard anything else since. Any other questions?
Yeah, just one comment, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
Sorry, but under the law, if you're going to deny it, which that appears to be the case with the lack of a second, then you're supposed to provide the petition with written reasons why the request for the special use is being denied, and those written reasons can be contained in the minutes of the meeting. So if anybody has any objections as to why you don't support the petition, just as Trustee McLaughlin did, and I believe Trustee Dalzell brought up the alternate site possibility before, you ought to put those on the record right now. I believe there may be some concern with the height of the structure, the aesthetics, and things of that nature. So that should be put on record now if you're going to not approve this.
Sure. So was there any other comment from the trustees regarding this matter?
Yes, well, Mayor, it is my opinion, first of all, this structure is going to be aesthetically displeasing. Second of all, I believe there is going to be market value declination, and I pulled up something in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, commonly known as HUD, under Hazards and Nuisances, Chapter 1, Appraisal and Property Requirements, page 1-18, in paragraph 2, just briefly, if the dwelling and related property improvements are located outside an easement, the appraiser is instructed to note and comment on the effect on marketability resulting from the proximity to such site hazards and nuisances. Now, because of that fact, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to reduce market value on properties. Lastly, and importantly, in my opinion, I looked up under the Illinois General Assembly, Article 5, Division 5-12, under zoning, more specifically, 55 ILCS 5/5-12001.1. Now, in that, from what I understand, what I'm reading here, under letter G, number 1, subparagraph B, the horizontal separation distance to the nearest principal residential building shall not be less than the height of the supporting structure. If the supporting structure exceeds 99 feet in height, which this does, they're requesting to put up a 150-foot pole. If the supporting structure exceeds 99 feet, the horizontal separation distance to the nearest principal residential building shall be at least 100 feet or 80% of the height of the supporting structure, whichever is greater. Now, looking at the blueprints, I went on Google Earth, and even to the farthest point on where they're proposing to put this pole, I come up with roughly under 90 feet from the nearest residential building. So, in my mind, they're not abiding to this statute under the Illinois General Assembly. So, those are my three main reasons why I believe that that they should not be erecting this milepole in that area.
Understood. Thank you.
Yes, that's all I have.
That math comes out, since you said 150 feet and 80%.
It's 120 feet.
120 feet. So,
Exactly.
Just so that we have that commented.
I appreciate that. That's correct.
Any other comment?
I just also had the same questions that were brought up by trustee Delzell at the previous meeting in regards to alternate options. And also just, the residents were very vocal about their concerns, and some of those comments as well were about, their quality of life, how that would impact them. So thank you, trustee Preder, for also bringing up the information that you just presented as well. So I think there's still some unanswered questions as to what other options exist that are better options.
I understand, and that's what I was saying. We're only talking about this parcel tonight, but it could be something else. Right. Anybody else?
No, so I just a question for the attorney then. Do we need to make a motion to deny?
Well, you probably should, just so it's official.
Because I said otherwise it's just
Yeah,
hanging out there.
I would do that, just so there's some memorialization that it's...
It's closure to the
Yep,
question.
yep.
Right. So did you wish to make that
I
motion?
will make a motion to deny approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the installation and use of a wireless telecommunications facility on the property located at 4835 West 128th Place, Alsip, Illinois.
Second.
All right, roll call number 4, voting to deny item Q. Trustee Delzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Peretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to deny item Q.
All right, thank you very much. Next, did anyone have any unfinished business? Any new business that I need to ask? Then we go in for a short closed session to discuss the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 5. And we also need to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 2. Can I get a motion and a second to do this?
Motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
Roll call number 5 to adjourn to closed session. Trustee Delzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Peretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn to closed session.
Thank you very much. We're going to adjourn. The time now is 8:02. We'll adjourn a closed session across the hallway. And again, thank you for everyone for being with us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.